Okay. Looks like I'm good to go. Hey everyone. Hope you had a good week. I was kind of trying to decide what I wanted to do today. But I think what we're going to do, I still want to present a few ideas for the Purussaurus skin. We have a ton already. But I still want to get a good selection of my own ideas out there. If we end up using them, then that's cool. If not, then we at least show the process here. So I have these two ideas that I was working on last time, and then I did do a little bit more. This one's not done, but I did work on this one. So I'll finish up this one, and then probably just try a couple more, I think, if I can get a couple more ideas out. I still want to try some that are more like in the cool range of colors. Maybe some like green, gray colors. Because these are all, currently they're all pretty warm. So I want to try some of the cooler spectrum. So we'll try that, and then we'll see where we get to. If we're done with all of that, then we can jump into some of the texture prep that I need to do for the model itself. But we'll get to it eventually. Motley, hi, how's it going? Good to see you. Finally a stream again. Yeah, have there not been many streams lately? I did miss my Wednesday stream because I had my dog had to go to the vet and I had to go pick him up, and it overlapped with stream, unfortunately. But yeah, we got a stream going today. So I'm this one, I'm not really sure where I got the inspiration for this one. I just wanted to try something that was more like that had a stronger gradient, I suppose, from the yellow to the orange. I have my older concepts up here on the other screen just so I make sure I'm not like repeating ideas. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 colors. I'm not quite sure what I'm gonna do for the face. Maybe just some more spots, or I could do it completely like solid black, or this dark brown color. Maybe more like speckled. So, let's see. What if you did like a peacock skin type of a peacock skin? So like a really bright blue and like greens. I guess it's like we could try it, but I feel like it would be kind of outside the realm of what it's kind of difficult with crocs because they can be, there is variation in crocodile and caiman and alligator skin coloration and pattern, but generally they kind of all fall into the same sort of like, they're like brown, green. Some of them get kind of bright, like orangish colors. But they're all fairly like grounded visually. I don't know, and I don't really know if we have any evidence of what like an ancient crocodile would look like. If anyone's done any studies on them. Because I know they've done stuff with dinosaurs that have preserved feathers and stuff. They can look at the pigment cells in the feathers and tell what color they used to be. I don't know if anybody's capable of doing that with a crocodilian. Maybe if there's like a crocodile mummy or something, we could do that. But yeah, I feel like crocodiles are a little bit more restrictive in terms of what you can do with their skin. Like I'm a little bit I feel like that will become a challenge later down the line, because I'm assuming that will continue to kind of release different skins for the dinos every so often. And as we get more and more skins, I think that will kind of, it's going to start to look very samey if we just like stick to very realistic crocodile looking skins. I don't know. That might be a bridge to cross later on. I am trying to go for some, like, as you can see, I'm including some, they're kind of non-conventional colors for a crocodile, but I don't think they're totally out of sight of the realm of plausibility. But I think if we pushed it to the blue and green, like super bright blue and green, that might break some of the immersion a bit. I think I might leave. Let me see. I kind of like this stripy little pattern that's happening in the yellows here. I do have a reference of a yellow kind of crocodile. I like how it's kind of being broken up at the bottom. Kivarsha, hey, how's it going? I've been doing pretty well. How have you been? Just been keeping busy, really. A lot of the models that that I'm working on right now are in this sort of texturing phase, so I'm trying to get through the textures on the EO. I have one more texture to finish on the EO, and then I think I'm pretty much done with I have a little bit of touch up to do on the Tyrannosaurus textures, one texture, and then I have to do the growth patterns, the growth shapes, the blend shapes for the Orano, and then that one's done. And the Puru is, well, we see it right here. So, yeah, they're kind of all nearing the end of the production cycle for my purposes, at least. You know, they still have a lot to go in terms of animation and implementation and stuff like that. But my role is almost done. Varsha, good on vacation with my college for a week. Oh, nice. Got a full 100 across the board last course. Picked up skin artist gig with mod team Path. Oh, okay, right. I think you mentioned that before. I hope that's going well for you. Sounds like I mean, that must be pretty rewarding, you know, about your scores in school. It's nice to have a good break. I don't think you showed me your skin on Discord yet, Kiwarsha. It'd be cool to see. I didn't know you were working on an Orano too. I didn't know that Path of Titans had an Oranosaurus. Is that like a new edition? To be honest, like I don't know what's happening with any of the other dinosaur games. I don't know what dinosaurs they've added or what they've changed, really. I used to keep up with a lot of the news and stuff in terms of development of those games, but I kind of stopped. Oh, the mod team made the Orano, okay. Okay, gotcha. Yeah, mod teams are fun. They're a good way to start learning how to work with the team and get some experience in the industry. I have a friend that's working with a mod team on Star Wars Rogue Commando. I can't remember. But he's doing a lot of like revamping of the clone trooper models and textures. So he was showing me a bunch of that stuff the other day. Much different than working on a dinosaur. These brushes are probably some of my favorite brushes for making patterns because they have like a lot of nice like randomness to them. I am like kind of wiggling my hand around and trying to be random, but the addition of the like splotchy shapes in these brushes helps a lot. Because I mean, I'll just kind of pick and choose what I like. It's definitely like one of those you're looking for happy accidents sort of things. So that's kind of what I'm doing here. I feel like it needs something like in between, something that's in between this dark color. I feel like it's just a bit too contrasty, maybe. I don't know. I can't put my finger on it. There's something that I think I need to add. Let me try something really quick. Because I can still have one more color. So I'm only using one, 2, 3, 4, 5. Is this No, I can still add 2 more colors. So let's see. I think maybe what could we do? Something like something a little bit lighter, but still fairly dark. I just think it needs something to unify. Maybe not on the head, maybe just the body. Maybe not that strong. know. Oh, sorry, Kivarsha. I didn't. Let me see. I'd never look at the friend requests on Discord. Sorry. Is your name the same on Discord as it is here on YouTube? So I have a few. Oh, I see you. I see you. Nice. Okay. Oh, these are pretty cool. Yeah, so these color combinations are sweet. I do like the zebra a lot. Let's see. Sorry guys, I'm kind of getting behind on chat messages. Oh, you've been thinking about streaming yourself? That's cool. I've been also thinking about adding it would be unrelated to Echoes of Extinction. It would just be probably on my own channel, but just starting to stream some of my personal work, like maybe like once a week, because I have a ton of it that I need to find time to wrap up. It's just been hard to. I think if I streamed and I had people like expecting me to show up every week, it would like hold me more accountable. Because it's very easy for me to just like blow off my own work, you know. But I think it's also super important that I don't. I don't know. I might try it and see how it goes. So I have a lot. I have a lot of stuff. That's too dark. So I'm gonna try something. Feels too muddy. Excuse me. I need something a little bit more pure in color, maybe. That's too bright. Maybe a little less yellow. I'm also thinking maybe I can ask some of my clients if I can stream some of my other like professional work on there, but then I don't know. That's a slippery slope, because then I might start to like mix up. The whole point would be to finish like my own work. So if I start mixing client work into that, kind of defeats the purpose, you know. So I probably better just to keep it to my own stuff. I think I need a little bit more of this rusty color in here. Spartan, another absolutely beautiful Purussaurus skin. Thank you. Thanks a lot. Thanks, man. Didn't make the model, but you did the skin. That's really cool. Yeah, I hope you're having fun with it. Seems like you are. The skin patterns look really awesome. Something like this. I could maybe amp up the yellow here in these spots. And then come in with this color. Been trying to get approval for the animation side of things, but I don't have experience with animating in Blender. Oh, okay, so you're looking to animate as well? That's pretty cool. I wish I could animate. That's one skill that I want to learn. Like I don't want to do, I don't know. I want to set like realistic expectations. But I think if I could just like be able to understand animation well enough to get like a cool like walk cycle or something, just to show off some of my models better, I think I'd be happy with that. I don't want to become like a professional animator, you know. I just want to be able to show some ideas decently. I think I'm pretty fine just, you know, with the general skill set that I have. It's just a little bit of animation would help in certain instances. I think something that might be cool is to get a little bit of yellow on the tips of these. Thanks, Rock. I'm in school to get a bachelor's in character animation. Nice. Exactly, yeah. Dinos or monsters are a lot of fun. Yeah, Spartan. I hope the customization works out how you'd like it to work out. We're doing a lot of. I mean, it's definitely a challenge to make sure all the color zones like work. It's a different way of approaching skin design and like texturing for me. It's been it's been a challenge. Okay. I think I don't know. I might still adjust some of the stuff. I like it. I like the majority of it. How many colors do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I could still probably use one more color. I don't know where I would use it. Let's see. We could probably. What happens if I do a blur on this? I don't want it to go that crazy, but just a bit of a blur. And then try something like this. And add this on top. Does that help do anything? Meh. I don't know. I'll play around with it, see if I can improve it, but let's move on to some other idea. What happened here? Mouth and eyes. What's this? Now, okay, it's being weird because I moved this down so that way I could have multiple ideas on the same sheet, but the masking got all screwy. That's okay. Let's see what we do now. I probably want to try something, like I said, like in the cooler tones. So something probably like, I'm thinking kind of green. We're thinking like swampy, like rainforesty kind of colors. I don't need this mask. Those are my swatches. These are that's my mouth and eyes. This is not what I need. Okay, there we go. So something, yeah, swampy color, greenish, greens and browns probably. We'll see what we get into, but I'm just gonna start throwing down some basic colors. I think that's too saturated. Too saturated, not. It's always good to start with a counter shading, since a lot of animals just have that by default. Sometimes just by doing like big strokes on the model like this, I start to get ideas. Like you can kind of see there's a little bit of, I wasn't even really trying to do it, but there's like a hint of some stripes happening on the belly. It could be kind of cool. Maybe something more like, because I've been looking at a lot of other crocs and caimans and stuff like that. But maybe spreading out the inspiration might be helpful. Something that's kind of in the same niche, but not exactly. Maybe like some type of fish. Fish might be good to pull from for inspiration. Because they use a lot of the same colors, but their pattern distribution is a little bit different. Could be more like refreshing to see on crocodile than just sticking with traditional croc patterns. Let's see. I don't know if I can find anything really quick. I am looking. Okay. You can try something. Dropped my pen on the floor. I have to keep absolutely everything off the floor because my little dog will shred it to bits. Spartan, yeah, the areas that I'm coloring are like, they're going to be broken up into sections. So you'll have like zones that you can like recolor. I'm not sure if you can pick like any color that you want, like, because that can be a little bit weird, right? Like you could like, if you could like take this skin and like make the spots like hot pink or something. I don't know if that's exactly how they're gonna do it, or if they're gonna kind of restrict the color palette to be just like more naturalistic colors. I don't know how that's actually gonna happen, but yeah, you'll have skin like areas of customization. A shale obsidian shaded croc for a rock bottom. Shale and obsidian. Those are some nice colors. We could, I guess it depends on where the shale comes from. But I can definitely see some potential. The color combos are really nice in all of these photos. Excuse me. Yeah, we'll keep that idea in mind. Maybe I'll get to... We might have time for another variation this stream. And then I'll probably, like, after this, I'll probably, you know, call it good. And then we'll just see what the team thinks. I don't know exactly which skins are going to be chosen for the first, like, round. It'd probably be, I would imagine it would be a mixture because we have at least 3 artists that are working on skin ideas. So maybe they're gonna do like one from each artist or something. I don't know. Let's see. I'm not really sure what kind of pattern. I kind of liked last time I did a pattern, that dark colored pattern where like we kind of followed the spots. The spots like corresponded to some of the osteoderms, but they were light colored. But maybe what if we did we did like a dark kind of orange. Oh man, why didn't it pick it? Dark orange, probably darker than that. And then we did something like this. Maybe that's probably not dark enough, or I'm not using the, there we go. Kind of random. It could be, I don't know. You could stick with the orangish color as like a kind of like a complement. It does work, I think. Like, it's an interesting contrast. Maybe I need a little bit more some sort of color transition there though. I don't know. We'll see. If it would catch like the tops of all of these little scoots, I mean the osteoderms on the back, I think that would feel pretty cool. And then of course like going down the tail. It looks a little bit like it's reminding me of some sort of monster design, but I can't remember what it is. This could probably be warmed up a little bit. Not too much. Probably need some more like green shade here. Let me try to darken this a little bit. Darken it, make it slightly cooler maybe. Saturate. Mr. Brownie. I think we have a tech demo that's coming out soon. Are you talking about that? Probably on Steam. I don't think it's gonna be out for like console or anything. But I'm sure they've announced it or like talked about it somewhere. Might double check. I don't know. We are definitely trying. Like, we want people to be able to play the game as soon as. I mean, that's the whole point, right? Like, you know, I'm not just sitting here doing this because it's fun for me. It is fun for me, but I also want people to be able to play what I'm making, right? That's part of, like, that's probably the most rewarding part of the whole process is actually getting to see what other people do with what you make. So I think all of us are really we're really excited about the project and we really want to get people playing. But yeah, it just stuff takes time to make. Because you got to keep in mind that like a lot of the people that are working on the game, they're not like full-time employed by the game or whatever. Like a lot of us are doing this on our own free time. So there's also that. That's the tough part about like these more independent projects is like until there's enough support and there's enough funding for it, you can't really expect people to like dedicate 100% of their time to the project. You have to be patient with what their schedules are, and like it does make things like take longer, but at the same time what you get in return is, I think, more original ideas. Because like if you think about like if Echoes of Extinction were like a AAA game, think about how much more like watered down it would be Potentially. I'm not saying that all AAA games do that, but like when you get into bigger like games like that, there's a lot of other voices that start getting put into the mix, and it tends to like people get really afraid of losing their money, and they're less likely to like take risks with their game. That's why you see so many sequels and so many repeated like game genres and game mechanics, is because the people are just they're like afraid to lose money, so they redo what's already been done because they know that it's popular and it's safe, you know. Where like I think games like Echoes and some other of the independent games that are coming out in the same space, you know, we don't have like that overhead of like CEOs or whatever trying to tell us what to do. So I think that's kind of the trade-off, right? Things take longer, maybe, possibly. But I think you're getting a little bit more originality. I don't know. It would be interesting to see a comparison of like different studio sizes and their game development cycle and see if it actually does take longer. Because I don't know, I have a feeling like there's some more independent games like that have been pretty popular, like what would be it? There's that popular roguelike that came out not too long ago. Hades, I think that's what it's called. It was made by a pretty small team. I'm wondering how long that took to make. And if you compare that to a larger team that's like made up of thousands of people and they're making a game, it'd be interesting to take a look at. You'd probably have to you'd have to take a good sample size into account though to like make a good comparison, but I don't know. I'm just thinking out loud. I think so I kind of remember what this skin is reminding me of now. It might be kind of obscure. But there's a Digimon. I can't remember what its name is. That's got like this red-green combo. It's called Groundramon. It's like a dragon. I think that whole line has a green, red, green, orange combo skin pattern. That's kind of what it reminds me of. Let's see. Where is my rough sheet? There we go. What's my favorite crocodilian? Hmm. I'm partial to it would be between Jariel or Gavial, however you pronounce it, and there's a species called a dwarf caiman. I think it's the dwarf caiman. Let me check. But they have really sharp. It's a caiman species that has like these really spiky looking osteoderms. They look super cool. I think it's the dwarf caiman. I just like the way they look. They look very very dragony. And their faces are kind of squished, you know? They're kind of cute. I think I have a picture here. They kind of remind me of Godzilla. You know? Like look at that. And then look at the size of the osteos here. They're very like spiky. But I think that's why I like these guys. This might be a younger one, but the adults still have this kind of like squished face. I think they look cool. Yeah, I like those guys. When I didn't know, there's still like a lot of. I just and I totally forgot the name of it too. But there was a crocodile or another caiman species that I had no idea existed. I need to remember. I saved it somewhere. But they yeah, I'm still learning a lot about all of these different species. It's really fun to just take it all in, you know. Because every new species that you learn about, or at least I feel like, you know, it kind of just expands the realm of possibility, you know, of what you're capable of doing with a design, because you have more information to pull from. And the more like specific and like, I guess, kind of obscure the information it is, like the more unique your design possibilities become. Because you're probably pulling from sources that very few other people know about. That's why it's so important to just keep on like researching and like finding inspiration. Because it ultimately makes your view of the world and the potential you see in designs much more unique from other people. Because you'll end up having your own unique mixture of influences from various places. No, I don't know if I like the darker or the lighter one. If I look at values, maybe if I just darken this one a little bit. I'm just looking for a little bit of contrast. Yeah, I think that's a little bit better. I'm still trying to find like a hook for this, like a visual hook. Something that kind of separates it from other things. I think this is okay, but it's a little bit tame. I don't want it to be like outrageous or anything, but just something interesting. I could do... So I had this idea about like where you could potentially put display colors on a crocodile, because it's kind of hard for them, I think, because they're ambush predators. They rely a lot on camouflage. So having like super saturated bright colors in very obvious places would be hard for them. So I was thinking maybe like instead of putting it on in like certain areas like the face or stuff basically anything above the like that you can see from above the water probably needs to stay like very camouflaged, but things underneath, things that you can't see, could potentially be a little bit more dramatic, I guess. So I was thinking of maybe like they could have this coloration on their throat here, because you wouldn't be able to see it from above, but if they raised their head out of the water and they did like a display thing with their neck to each other, maybe that would be a interesting idea. The other area is inside the mouth. You can make the mouth like brightly colored inside, so they could flash their mouth open if they're doing like a threat display or maybe like a mating display. We could do something kind of bold here, because it wouldn't I don't think it would interfere very much with their hunting. If you're trying to think about it in like a, you know, realistic terms. The Gaming Hunter. Hey, how's it going? What modeling system are you using? You mean like the 3D software? Is that what you mean? I don't know if I want that on that layer. So I have 1, 2, 3 colors. One, 2, 3, 4, 5 colors. So I can do 2 more. I use ZBrush. ZBrush and Blender are my 3D softwares of choice. think I want a little bit of this lighter color on the face. I might need to group these two together so I can cut through both of them and get this lighter color revealed here. I want it just around, kind of around the lip area, I guess you would call it. Gaming Hunter, are you trying to sculpt in Blender, or are you just using it for like rendering and other stuff? If you're trying to sculpt in Blender, I guess it depends on how much detail you're trying to get out of your models, which is one of the reasons why I use ZBrush. Although I've heard that Blender is getting much better at handling like higher poly counts. I'm not really sure if that's what you're running into though. Maybe I could do something like maybe some stripes, something to like emphasize this area. Make it darker, maybe? I don't know. Let's see. We'll try it. Very dark orange, kind of brown color. Ah, sculpting? Okay. Yeah, unfortunately, I wish I could help you out with some advice there, but I haven't tried sculpting in Blender too much. I've done like here and there, I've like dabbled with it, but I haven't really done a full sculpt in Blender. I should try it soon, because I do want to try. I wonder if this is good. We kind of did stripes on this one. Maybe not stripes, maybe spots. Kind of spots. Ah, okay. Yeah, I should just say, you know, it might take you a bit of time to like warm up to it, you know, give yourself some time to like get used to all of it, and like it could take you maybe a couple different tries of modeling something before it like clicks. I think you'll get it though. I think you'll be fine. Just don't give up on it. Yeah, I think spots feel better. Not like just like polka dot spots. I want, they're kind of blobby, but something that's not stripes. Then we can like fade them up here. Yeah, they do look probably more exotic. I think this would probably be, it would either be considered like a jungle skin or maybe a swamp skin. I think the jungle skins that we have tend to have that feeling, like they're a little bit more exotic feeling, like elaborate. So maybe that's where this one is leaning. I think our swamp skins tend to feel a little bit more grounded, more earthy. So who knows? Maybe that's what we categorize this as. it would be cool to do. I did it with my I'm a Sarcosuchus model that inside the mouth it's yellow with like spots. It would be cool to do some sort of like display in the mouth on one of these guys too. Maybe we'll try it on the next one. Because I think I wouldn't want it to compete with the throat area on this guy. Throat spots. What if I wonder what happens if I play around with these blending modes. Thanks, Gaming Hunter. Thanks. Yeah, I wish I could help out more with Blender, but I just use it for like retopology and rendering basically, and posing. But if you pick up ZBrush, let me know and I can. Any questions you have, I can try to help with those. I don't know. I feel like this is starting to work in some areas, and in some areas I'm still like not happy with it. Let's try something else. Let's go to let's try like a cool colored one, like gray or like even like bluish. And we'll see how that goes. And we'll come back to this one if we have a chance. I'll probably end up coming back and reworking some areas of that after stream if we don't get to it now. So we're gonna stick to mostly like desaturated colors, more on the cooler kind of spectrum over here probably. That's probably, let's try a little bit of color theory here. I'm gonna go with a warm sort of lighter color, and then we're gonna add these cooler tones on top and see how that feels. They're basically gonna be gray. It's not gonna be super colorful. And we'll see what happens. Just try like some random stuff to begin with. We'll see what this does. We'll just get the counter shading established and then we'll build off of this. And see how it's kind of crazy though, like on these other concepts, this orange mouth area looked pretty like, it just looked like a normal like mouth color, like pinky kind of desaturated color, but in this context it looks very bright and orange. So I might need to change that too. I don't know. Will there be any mechanics or albino skins for dinos? You know, I'm not sure. No one's talked to me about that, so. I don't know. One thing that I've always been interested in is like how, like, so you guys in the chat, right? I'm assuming you've played like other dinosaurs survival games. When you're selecting a skin, how much does camouflage matter to you? Like, do you feel like the skins actually camouflage you in the environment, or do you just like pick the skin based off of like how cool it looks? You know what I mean? Is that actually like, is the camouflage effectiveness actually a factor for you, or do you feel like it doesn't really matter? Choreo, quite a lot, yeah. When you're young and you need to hide and avoid, it's life-saving. Okay. So it's a big factor when you're smaller. Do you feel like it helps with hunting? Like if you're a larger animal, do you feel like it actually helps you get like kills? Tetsi, Hazy, sorry if I messed up your name. Depends on the dino. If it's like small, fast troll dino, it will be as colorful as possible. If hunter, camouflage all the way. But I do like doing albino challenges. Okay. Yeah, I've always been curious about that. Is like, does the camouflage actually work in the game as it would, you know, kind of in nature? On a side note, some players will literally avoid taking you in their pack group if your colors stick out. Okay. I think that's kind of cool. Like that's something that's something that should be, I feel like that's something that should be considered, like when you're playing, at least, like how camouflaged am I? Like how efficient would I be at hiding? But I was just curious to know if like that's something that actually works in the game, you know? Because you have so many like crazy skins that can be possible. I wasn't sure if it actually mattered to people. Man, I've been sneezing a lot today. I wonder what's going on. Thanks, Kivarsha. I'm liking it so far. Bless you. Thank you. I don't know what's up with me today. Maybe it's just, maybe there's pollen in the air or something. I don't know. I usually don't have any reactions to stuff. Try to use camo and dino games. It works sometimes. I'm trying to remember. So I did play the Isle for a while. And I'm trying to remember if like there were any moments that stood out to me as being like where I knew that my camouflage helped me. I don't know. When you're small, it's definitely harder to see you, right? But then again, you're also being hidden by a lot of the foliage because the foliage just tends to be really tall. So you're like in the grass. When you're bigger, I feel like it's much harder. It makes me curious as to like how actual how it would have actually worked, you know, with these big animals in their environment. Because I've heard stories like I was part of this comparative anatomy class when I was just out of college, and we would go to the museum and like spend a good, I don't know, 2-3 hours every week in the museum after hours, like at night when nobody was there, so we could have access to a lot of the exhibits and stuff, and just like talk about the anatomy of different types of animals and stuff. It was really cool. One of our instructors, she had a lot of experience with wolves because she worked in Yellowstone National Park, and she had a lot of experience with elephants because she worked in Africa for a while. And she was telling all of us like some stories about her experiences in Africa, and she was talking about how easy it was for these elephants to actually sneak up on them. Like they had no idea the elephants were as close as they were, because they were so quiet, and they actually like blended in fairly. I assume, you know, if it's a fairly forested environment, but she said that they blended in pretty well. Like they had no idea they were there until they like actually decided to make noise, or like to like reveal themselves, basically. And I was thinking about like, I wonder if dinos would be the same way, because you have that trope, right, of like dinosaurs like in the forest, or something, and they're hunting, and you always hear their like footsteps, like these big, loud, crushing footsteps. And they're just snapping every twig and crushing every leaf and all this stuff. And I'm like, you would never be able to hunt anything like that. Like, I feel like these animals would have to be so quiet, which actually makes them much scarier, right? Like, imagine if you had like something the size of an Allosaurus, but it was like silent, as like there's no way you would hear it until it was too late. I don't know. It's just something I've always kind of thought about. Especially hearing her say that, you know, how quiet these elephants could be when they're so massive. A green Herrera on a tree side. Yeah, so that's one thing that I've seen some people play a Herrerasaurus in the Isle. I had no idea that the Herrera could climb trees in the game, you know. I don't know if they could climb trees in real life. In the game, I didn't know that that was a mechanic. I feel like it's a little bit funny. Because you see these people just getting like pounced on by these little Herreras. Oh, that's cool, Opie. Yeah, that feels really, I feel like that would feel really nice, like when you actually like take into account the camouflage and like you implement it in your like hunting, and it actually rewards you with a good ambush. I feel like that would be super, that would feel really good, you know? But then again, like, I don't know, are you, that's the other thing about these dinosaur games is like, talking about like other games that I played is like, do people actually hunt each other? Because when I was playing the Isle, people would actually get mad at you for like, you know, being a theropod and eating them. I'm like, I mean, that's what we're doing, right? That's what they do. They eat things. I don't know. I remember it being a big issue. Yeah. I get that too, like, but then again, like, I don't know. That's one thing a friend and I have talked a lot about these games. I would like to play a game where I'm like actually immersed as the animal, you know, and it encourages me to play as the animal, and I'm not like penalized for behaving the way that a predator or like an herbivore should, you know. Depends on the server and player base. If people lose 8 hours of progress, they tend to be toxic. Official servers are always toxic. Yeah. I go on deathmatch and realism servers to so people don't tend to get mad. Okay. Yeah, Kivarsha, I agree. They added a twerking dino in the Path of Titans. Is that real? I don't think I've seen that at all. A twerking dino? Oh no. Send me, if you can, send me a video or something of that, because that'd be funny to watch. I have not seen that. Is it supposed to be like a behavior thing, like they're like a mating dance or something, or is it just literally like we wanted the dinosaur to twerk, so we made it twerk? Okay. Okay. It's an emote. I mean, I think, I don't know. I don't have a problem with that, really. It's fun. Like, it's a funny idea. I guess it just depends on what tone you want to set for your whole game, right? Like, do you want some silliness in there, or do you want it to be fairly grounded? I don't know. Either way, I think can kind of work. It's just you have to be consistent with it, I think. Excuse me, guys. I'm going to be right back. I need to go grab some tissue. Okay. Yeah. That is kind of funny. can I do here? I like the idea of the pattern like gradually getting larger as it goes to the end of the tail. Like it starts out the spots start out very small up here and then they gradually get bigger and they start to merge into each other more as you get further down the body. But I'm not exactly sure what I'm going to do with the face. I feel like I need a little bit more color variation. Let's see what we do here. Slightly darker, maybe a little bit cool. Then we'll be maybe a bit more random with it. See if I could find a spot brush, just something like this. We want to scatter. It's a little bit kind of predictable, I guess. It's not as random as I thought it would be. Where is the flip X, flip Y? Shape dynamics, size jitter. Angle, there we go. The angled jitter is what I want. Monix discovered the game a few days ago, and I love it. Oh, cool. When is the playable demo releasing? You know, I would not be able to confirm when it's releasing. I would just stay, jump into the Discord, watch, keep track of the development updates on YouTube, and just kind of stay tuned. I know we're trying to get it. We're working really hard to try and get it out soon, but I shouldn't say specific dates because I don't know exactly, and I don't want to get in trouble, or like give people the wrong information. So but yeah, we're working really hard to get people a chance to play the game as soon as we can. I'm really happy that you're looking forward to playing it, though. I have 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm not using a ton of different colors on this one. You know what? Maybe it could be that this is where we can actually play up the saturation in either this area or inside the mouth. Where's the mouth and eye color? Probably go like a reddish orange. Maybe a little bit brighter. It'd be better if I had like a front view of the interior of the mouse so I could show you what my idea would be. But it would be brighter inside. And then we would have like a dark, either like spots. Am I right? It's not what I want. Probably spots. Stripes would be a little bit much, I think. Some sort of attention getting, you know, but inside the mouth. So when he opens his mouth, you would see that like very bright color inside. Maybe it would just peek. It would peek out on the sides here just a little bit. It could be red, and we could maybe push it into the more of the red spectrum, because that would be more. It would be more a direct complement to the these cool colors. It'd be about right here, so we could go more reddish with it. Let's see. Jack, this game is already looking so good right now, and it's not even out yet. I'm excited for this. Oh, that's great, man. I agree with you. I think it looks really good. I was watching, Islander sent me some preview videos of the Eocarcharia just running around in the environment, and it was going through the forest and like swimming through some water and stuff, and everything looked really, really nice. So yeah, I think it's coming together pretty well. I think I'm gonna go just a tiny bit. Let's see how many colors I have. This is empty, I think. That's empty. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we're gonna go even darker than this. Maybe even more bluish. But I'm gonna take away a lot of it just to like, I'm gonna be much more subtle. It's just gonna add some variation to the spots, really. Especially up on the back. Maybe more down here with the legs. Just a little bit darker. I don't know if I like the way the face looks though. I feel like it's kind of hard to deal with this guy's face, I think. Because I'm trying to establish a good flow. Like if I put a pattern on it, I want it to have a good flow across the face. But the face is kind of weird, you know? He's got a very long, narrow face from the side. I think maybe if I did a preview of the face from above, I might have better luck with it. I don't know. We'll try and make it work. I won't give up on it right now. Maybe more like, because the other ones I've done are like bigger spots and stripes across the face. Maybe if I do something more like small. Because he has all these like little bumps and cracks on the face. So maybe if I followed some of those, it would be interesting. One thing I find cool is when like crocs or even some other reptiles, they have like a dark, like the scale will be dark, but then the cracks in between will be a different color. So we could do something kind of like that. I'm not talking to you, Siri. Something like this. It's kind of like tiger stripey right here. And then it goes into like more broken up spot colors. I mean spot pattern over here on the snout. And then I could come in with like I'm gonna need to cut back in. Let's group these. And then we would cut back in here with a light color, like in the cracks. It's going to be hard to see here because I have my line art on top. But I think if we actually do this as a texture, it would be nice. Like you see this kind of thing. That kind of thing looks kind of cool. Just keep the area around the eyes pretty dark. Just draw some attention to that. The eyes would probably be a warm color too, like an orangey yellow or like a reddish orange. Something to contrast the skin color. And then these guys here would maybe just get some dark tips. Thanks, guys. I'm glad you like this one. How big will this croc be compared to the Isles? I don't know. So what does the Isle have? The Isle has like a Deinosuchus or something, right? According to the internet, you know, this guy would be around 11 to 12 meters long. It really depends on who you ask. Size estimates are always like, there's people who say it's bigger, there's people who say it's smaller, you know. But it would be pretty comparable to Deinosuchus and Purussaurus are like fairly comparable in size as far as length goes. Mass wise, I don't know. I feel like Purussaurus is a much more bulky built than a Dino, but you know, who knows. So that would be my best guess. I don't know if that helps. Yeah, the big crocs are generally, they're fairly comparable in size to one another. Sarco, Dino, Puru. It's like another one of those situations where it's like people fight over T-Rex, Spino, and Giga. It's like one of those triads of creatures of the similar size. I like this marbled sort of texture that's happening in this area here. Have to make sure. Sorry, I'm not talking in the mic. I have to make sure that where are the skin patterns at? Skin. Yeah, just making sure that I'm actually like making something different. So I feel like the skin, like the artists that are working on skins right now can easily like overlap with these, and I don't want to give similar ideas, you know. I want some distinct ones. I think I'm safe. I'm wondering though if I could use just a bit more counter shading. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is maybe I could just darken this one a little bit. Is that good? I don't know. I want to try something real quick. Just to see. I'm wondering if this would look better, like if these two ideas were flipped, like if this one had the throat pouch idea, and this one had the throat pouch idea, and then this one had the mouth interior idea. We'll test it. Where is the mouth? The mouth is here. Duplicate this. You kind of have to, it's not exactly covering up all of that oh, sorry. It's not exactly covering up that orangey tone right there. But for the sake of testing, you probably have maybe like 2 different shades of orange here. Like one that's kind of subtle, and then one that really like goes for it. Let's see. You could still be pretty like striking with the patterns inside the mouth. It would just be more based on contrast than color. Because I still think that like this sort of white color with the black spots inside the mouth would still be pretty cool. But I just wanted to see what it looked like with the red on the throat here. I kind of like that. Do I like it more than the green one? I don't know. I feel like if I'm being like super critical, here let's do this, right? Let's do some self-critique. Let me grab this. And then I'm putting together a quick sheet so we can see all of the patterns together. And then I have an uneven number of patterns. I have 5. This one. Okay. Can you guys see that? There you go. Should be showing up on the stream. How do I feel? How do I feel about these? I feel like these 3 are probably the strongest ones. This one I think is close to being cool, but there's just something about it that's not landing for me. I think it's because these colors don't feel like, to me they don't feel like clean. They feel kind of muddy. Like the yellow doesn't feel yellow. I feel like yellow colors are, I feel like I'm more critical of, because I feel like they can easily become just like nasty looking. Like if you add just a little bit of green or a little bit of brown to them, like they just feel, I mean like a little bit of red, they just start feeling off, you know. They start looking like mustard, kind of ruddy colors. So maybe it's just mixing in too much. They're just mixing together too much with the brownish colors. I need maybe a little bit more purity in there, like a little bit more pure yellow. I'm not sure what that is. I do like the pattern on that one. I like the darks, like how it's broken up. It almost feels like a rattlesnake. It gives like snake kind of skin pattern to me. So that one's almost there for me. I think it's just a matter of getting the colors right. The green one, to me, probably feels like the weakest one. I think it needs more thought. These 3 I like. Tetsu, you really like the green one? Yeah, it's not. I'm also not sure what exactly it is that I don't like about it. Maybe it just feels too simple compared to the other ones. I don't know. It's hard to say. But, this is kind of giving you a glimpse into how I like... This is the thought process I would go through, just on my own. Like figuring out like what I'm actually going to present to people, Should I, I would be considering, should I just present these 3 because they're solid and I like them, I'm confident in them? Or would I present all of them, but just make sure that I rework some of these, But yeah, trying to I think that's one really important thing about being in this field. For those of you who are maybe considering being artists, if any of you are, it's just like being able to pull back from your own work and like treat yourself like, try to see it from an outside perspective and like be critical of what's going on here. Not in like a beat yourself up kind of way. It's very easy for artists to be like, everything I do sucks and like want to throw away everything. It's more like in a constructive, like, what can I do better? What's not working? You're trying to ask yourself very specific questions, to try and solve a problem, It's not about like putting yourself down. It's just about trying to get the best result you can. So yeah, if anything, I might rework this one. Might probably revisit these 2, and then see where we go from there. Ideally, I'd like to get 6 solid ideas. I only have 5. We have a lot of, like, looking at the color distribution of stuff, right? We have a lot of red. These are all red. What the heck is going on? Oh, I keep on pressing the... We have a lot of red, orange, like warm going on. Like, I would consider these 3 like the similar like color family. Even though this guy's dark, he's still very like orangey to me. Warm. And then we only have 2 that are like covering the cooler spaces. So maybe I would need another like green one. Maybe more swampy, because this one's kind of like, I would say this is like jungle vibes. Something a little bit more swamp oriented. This one might be cool in like even though it's not realistic at all, maybe like a winter biome, snow. These 2 would probably work. These 3 would probably work anywhere. I would probably consider this one like a redwood. Just if we're considering like themes. Yeah. Well, that's where we are for today, everyone. I think next week we're actually going to start getting into the textures. So we're going to prep the 3D scene for like get everything in Substance Painter and stuff, and like bake out all of the maps that we need. And we'll probably get started. Hopefully we've decided on some color schemes by that time, but we'll get started on some painting, I hope. That's assuming that all of the baking and stuff goes well. Because there might be some issues. If there's any issues that pop up, usually it's in the baking. So we'll see. You might just see me like be on the struggle bus for next stream, but it's the reality of the situation, thanks everyone. Thanks for tossing me out some ideas and just chatting with me today. I really appreciate it. Look at reference for lizards that live in swamps. Yeah, for sure. I will do that. Yeah, and I'll see you guys next week. Have a good weekend. Enjoy your Saturday. All right, guys. See ya around. Bye bye.